All right, so this is finally day 3. We're gonna do chest and back. We're gonna start with the Smith bar down. The bench is gonna be flat. We're gonna do a chest specialization with a chest burner, and then we're gonna do a back specialization with a back burner. So the red, like I said, the red Smith bar is gonna be down. The little red hooks are gonna be back onto the Smith bar. And one thing, just so you do know, the hooks can be on the Smith bar and the cables will still move. So in between exercises, you do not need to take that red hook and pull it to the front. You can leave it just where it is until we're totally finished with the Smith bar. So our chest specialization, what we are going to do is we're going to lie down flat on the bench. If your client can't reach the bench so their feet are nice and flat on the floor so their body's supported, I don't love it, but they can put their feet up on the bench so they feel really supported and they can press those shoulder blades nice and tight into the bench. We are going to go wide grip for 30 seconds. We're going to go close grip for 30 seconds. We're going to go back out to wide grip for 30, and then we're going to finish with close grip for 30. So we're doing those 2 exercises 2 times through. Then they are going to move the bench out, and we are going to do a standing cable fly. Now, I don't think we need to have the clients try and move the levers up and down. When they go into split stance and hinge a little bit, the handles are going to be at a decent enough height that they can fly. So exercise 1 is going to be alternating. It's not ISO, so our hands start back about as wide as our shoulders. Elbows are a little bit further back. Turn that core on so that their body isn't rotating. So they're gonna alternate for 30, and then they're gonna go into a 2-arm for 30 seconds. Then they are gonna do that again, alternating for 30 and finishing with the 2-arm for 30 seconds. So we'll do that circuit 2 times through. Then we're gonna move back, then we're gonna move the bench back in, and we have our burner. So we are going to do the wide grip. We're gonna go wide grip chest press for 30 seconds, 15 rest, 30 seconds. If you wanna make this a drop set, go for it. So we're gonna do that, 30 on, 15 off, 30 on. Then we are going to move the bench out one more time. And we are going to do a standing 2-arm fly for 30 seconds, 15-second rest, and then fly again for 30 seconds. You wanna make it a drop set? Go for it. So that is the chest specialization. Then we're gonna move into a back specialization. So we are gonna do a couple new exercises or a couple new moves, which is kind of cool. So we are going to need to take the red bar all the way to the bottom. You can help your clients kind of learn how the Smith bar can move the cables. Just help them out if it's the first time that they've done it, and then go from there. So we have 4 exercises. We're gonna go through that as a circuit twice. The first one is a bent over pronated row. So your client is going to face the rig. I'm not gonna put my butt in your face, so I'm gonna face you. We are going to hinge at our waist. The bar stays nice and close to our legs. Obviously, we're not gonna lean our legs into it. Hands are knuckles facing out, away from them. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, activate the core to keep the back safe. Sorry, I have it locked in, so make sure your client undoes that. And then they're going to exhale as they bring that somewhere in between their belly button and their chest. They don't need to be bent over so far that it actually hits their chest, but they need to be bent over far enough that it hits middle abdomen, belly button area. So squeeze shoulder blades together and exhale as you pull towards your chest. Then, that one's 30 seconds, then we're just gonna change our grip. We're gonna go palms up. So again, a little bit wider than our shoulders, same stance, hinge, grab the bar, exhale every time you pull that bar to your belly button, middle abdomen area. 30 seconds for those 2 exercises. Then we are going to go to a standing, alternating low cable row. So we're gonna use R1 and L1. We are going to be standing, and this is not ISO. We are just going to alternate the row. Our hands hands rotate. Per normal, knuckles up to thumbs up. Exhale as you pull those handles. And then the last exercise is a standing 2-arm cable row. So rather than alternating, we're gonna go both arms at the same time, okay? So we're gonna do that circuit 2 times through, 30 seconds each exercise. Then we have a challenge. We are going to do the bent over pronated row 2 times, 30 on, 15 off. They can make it a drop set if you'd like. We're gonna do that 30 on, 15 off, 30 on. Then we're going to, and they're again going to be facing the rig, like so. And then we are going to grab R1 and L1, and we are going to do a 2-arm standing cable row, 30 on, 15 off, 30 on. 2 times for that exercise, and again, they can do a drop set, okay? So that finishes out the chest and back challenge. It's a little bit long, quite a few transitions with the bench and whatnot, but some of it's new for them, so it's kind of cool. And then this is where we need to take this Smith bar all the way to the top. Now I didn't have my levers hooked in, so of course you'll need to pull those red tabs back to the front to re-engage it into the cables. When the Smith bar goes up, I've noticed a lot this month since we used the Smith bar, the side with the yellow safety lever is hooked around that knot, that little screw on the outside, but this side has not been. It's been very cockeyed. Just make sure that your client pays attention when they push that red bar up and lock it in, that both sides are locked in. All right, we are going to go on to lower body. We have 3 exercises. Each exercise is unilateral. So we're gonna start with a 1 cable, 1 handle racked, reverse lunge, leg goes back. If they are not into lunging, they can split squat. At some point, we want clients to move on from that split squat as long as they don't have any knee issues or feel any pain. We want them to eventually, even if they have to lighten their weight, move on from the split squat to the lunge. Uses a little more of our stabilization, our balance, turn that core on so we're not flopping from side to side. 30 seconds, one side, switch, rack that hand, same leg goes back into your reverse lunge. However, this is a 1.5 rep. I forgot to tell you that, you know what that is. So rack it, down, or we're gonna go back, down, halfway up, back down, and then return. Back and down, halfway up, back down, and return. So that's 1.5, then you'll switch sides. So that's exercise 1. Exercise 2 is a 1-handled curtsy squat. So the wording is a little bit different, but I kind of put some words in there on the document so that you can kind of put together what this is exactly. So we are going to grab the cable. You're going to stand next to the rig, facing your neighbor. The outside leg, which is opposite contralateral to the arm that's racked, we're going to put that leg back, and then we are just going to squat. So that's where the curtsy and the squat part come in. It's not the lunge where the leg returns. This is not what we're doing. We're putting that leg back, it remains static, and we're squatting. Then they are going to grab the other handle. The other leg closest to the turf is going to go back, and we are remaining stationary and we're squatting. 30 seconds each leg there. And then the last one is a 1 handle. We are not racking it. We're gonna go back and just do a standard lunge, not 1.5 reps, just a normal lunge. We are gonna do same arm, same leg this time. Last month was contralateral, where they used opposite arm, opposite leg. We're gonna go same arm, same leg. 30 seconds each side there. Then we have a challenge round. It doesn't use any weight. We are going to do a lateral squat hold. 30 seconds here, and then they're gonna switch and they're gonna do 30 seconds here. Then we are going to go into a split squat ISO hold, 30 seconds here, 30 seconds here. And then we are going to go just into a squat hold for 30 seconds, bilateral. All right, turn that core on, keep a good posture. And we are going to do that 2 rounds. So each side laterally we're gonna hold, split squat hold each side, and then just a bilateral squat hold. So that is the lower body. Then we are going to go back into our upper body. So we have 3 blocks of work, 2 exercises each block, and we're doing each block twice, all right? So black handles are already on. We want to take both cables all the way to the top. Our first 2 exercises, we are going to do a standing high to low cable fly. So a lot of our clients are familiar with doing the iron cross where our hands come to our hips. This one, we are going to be split stance, hands at our waist, hands kind of start at shoulder height. Exhale as they pull the handles down and in front of them. This is what a lot of them want to do when we're doing the iron cross, and this month they get to do it. So strong core to keep a flat back. Exhale as you pull the handles together, soft bend in elbows. 30 seconds. Then they are going to go into a standing band chest press. All right? So you'll want their bands in the top loop of their S drive, split stance, elbows are wide. Exhale as they press. And this is a fast tempo. Keep their form, keep their upper body quiet, but we want them to go very quickly. They're gonna go back to the high to low cable fly, and then they're gonna finish again with the fast tempo banded chest press. That is the first block. Block number 2 is a tall kneeling W pull down. I totally screwed that up. I screwed up the timing of it. The exercises were right. So revert back to your paper. Those are the correct exercises. What it's going to look like is standing, high to low cable fly, 30 seconds on, 15-second rest. Then they're gonna go right back into that standing high-low cable fly for 30 more seconds. They're gonna do that twice, back to back. Then they're going to go to that banded chest press. Same exercise that I already said. Wide grip, chest press, fast tempo for 1 minute. And they're only gonna do that once. So the first exercise they're gonna do twice, 30 on, 15 off, 30 on. And the second exercise is that fast tempo for 1 minute. Then we're gonna move into the second block of work. It is a tall kneeling W pull down, so of course they'll want their black mat, L1 and R1, dig your toes in, hips forward, squeeze your glutes, and do that W pull down, little hand rotation, squeeze those shoulder blades together. They're gonna go 30 on, 15 off, and then 30 on once more. And then we're gonna go over and do a standing, fast tempo, band row for 1 minute. Again, that can get really sloppy. Watch their form, but we do want them to go kind of quick and burn out on that. 1 time. Then we're gonna go to the third block. We're gonna do a standing high cable rear delt fly. So our hands are gonna start crossed. Exhale as we pull open. If they have any shoulder issues, they can lower it. Actually, I'm just gonna make that call right now. We are going to lower this. I think I have it on the paper and I just didn't change it. Or I didn't mention it right now. We are going to put the red levers at shoulder height, okay? And then we are going to cross our hands and we're gonna do 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, 30 seconds on. Then we are going to go back over here to our bands. Super light band, we don't need to cross our hands with this, step back. And we are doing fast rear delt flies. Try and get their hands back to their shoulders, squeeze those shoulder blades together for 1 minute. So, just to recap, 3 blocks, 2 exercises each. The first exercise is 30 on, 15 off, 30 on. The second exercise uses a band. They're all 3 fast tempo, and it's 1 minute, 1 time only, and then you move on to the next block, okay? Then we are going to do a lower body finisher. We're gonna use the bench. We are going to do this 1 time through. There are 3 exercises. We are going to do 1 foot elevated, hip thrust, 30 seconds, switch, 30 seconds. When they lie down on the bench, make sure those knees are directly over their hips. Drive through using that heel. 30 seconds each side. Then they're gonna put both feet on the bench. Again, knees over hips. Exhale as you thrust your hips towards the ceiling. Press your shoulder blades hard into the ground so you can lift those hips high and squeeze those glutes. This one is 1 minute, okay? 1 minute for the 2-leg hip thrust. Then they are going to hop on the S-drive. The right lever is going to be all the way towards them. The left lever is going to be probably somewhere between 2 and 4. 1 foot's going to go on the plastic side so it doesn't move. And then we are going to do that leg or that hip extension where we use our glute and our hamstring to pull the belt, pull with their heel, drive with their toe, pull with their heel, drive with their toe. 30 seconds each side. So 1 round through. 1 leg hip thrust with their foot elevated, 30 seconds each side. 2 leg hip thrust, feet elevated, 1 minute. And then they're gonna end with the S-drive 30-second leg extension or hip extension on each side. And then we are finally at core. So we are gonna do upper body elevated, hands on the bench, mountain climbers. All right, so we want a straight line in our back, and we're just going to mountain climb. Squeeze that core and drive your knees to the bench. Exercise number 2 is our straight leg sit-ups. We haven't done these in a while. Toes point towards the ceiling, flex them back. So pull your toes to your nose. Fingertips always stay pointing to the ceiling. Exhale as we sit all the way up so that our hips come over our shoulders. Control back down. Exhale as we sit up, control back down. We don't want the client's hands to come all the way back and use them as momentum to swing, okay? So they start at the ceiling and they end at the ceiling. That's exercise number 2. And then exercise number 3 are scissor kicks. So, back nice and flat, legs start in a V, and they're alternating top to bottom, okay? So this is not this type of scissor. We are going sideways and alternating the foot that goes on top. Relax their head on the floor, turn on the core, okay? The lower their legs are to the floor, the more challenging it's gonna be. 2 rounds, 30 seconds each, and they get a little rest in between, and that's it.